And joining us now with more on the situation on the border with Lebanon is journalist and senior research fellow at the Jerusalem Center for Public Affairs, Yoni Ben Menachem. Yoni, so I think the question on everyone's mind is Hezbollah trying to provoke a war with Israel?
I do not know if he wants to provoke a war, but definitely we can think of a possibility of a limited military confrontation on the border. I think maybe he's thinking, Nasrallah is thinking of a few days of fighting in order to improve his position among the Lebanese people, and he thinks that he will be able to humiliate Israel and get concessions from Israel regarding the Rajar village and the building of a security fence that Israel is doing now on the border with Lebanon.
Yoni, now Nasrallah is saying that Israel is afraid to forcibly remove the tents. Is this true? I mean, Hezbollah operatives have infiltrated Israel and set up tents. Why not simply forcibly remove them? Israel has the right to do so.
Definitely, it is a violation of the 2701 resolution of the Security Council, and it is also a direct provocation against Israel. I don't think that Israel is afraid. Israel is trying to avoid a war with Hezbollah, with Lebanon. This is now not the right time for Israel to go into a big war in the north, and of course it will be also deteriorated into other fronts, because this is the strategy of Iran, to drag Israel into a multi-arena or multi-front war from Lebanon, from Gaza, from Syria, from the West Bank. So Israel is trying to avoid the war, but is trying to find a diplomatic solution to the problem. The American envoy, Amos Hochstein, arrived the day before yesterday to Israel to discuss, to try and find a diplomatic solution to the escalation on the northern border. But eventually, if Nasrallah is not going to evacuate these two tents, Israel is not going to wait forever. It will have to do something militarily. And I think also Defense Minister Gallant hinted to that eventually Israel will not be so patient and will teach Hezbollah a lesson.
Yoni, you know, you're saying Israel will have to do something. We're seeing the diplomacy route, however, has not borne any fruit. Hezbollah trying to use leverage against Israel over the part of Hajar and the border fence. Is there any hope for a diplomatic solution, perhaps?
If Israel will play its cards right, this is a poker game, and if Israel will not blink and play the game the right way, eventually Nasrallah will have to evacuate these tents. It's you know, in diplomatic negotiations, you need a lot of patience, but you have to negotiate with a big stick in your hand, so that the other side will know that you mean business and you're not just willing to drag time. So this is what Israel has to make clear to Hezbollah.
Now, 17th anniversary to Second Lebanon War. Nasrallah also saying that Lebanon is not the same Lebanon. Is he hinting to increase capabilities? What does he mean by this?
He means that they've changed and now they are ready for a new war after they lost the Second Lebanese War. He admitted to it right after the war when he said that if he knew that the kidnapping of the two Israeli soldiers would lead to a war, he wouldn't have done that. So now he's trying to show that he drew the lessons from the war in 2006 and he's ready for another round. But I think that deep inside, he knows this is not the truth, but he reads the internal map inside Israel. He thinks that the government is weak. He thinks that in a 2 weeks' time, maybe some of the Israeli pilots will announce the refusal to go to reserves. in the IDF. He sees the American weakening in the Middle East.
Many things to follow up on. Yoni, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much.